Hi, I just wanted to say a few words about flare-ups really, and how we get back to fitness after being poorly. Um, so I was doing quite well with my self-management the end of last year, and I was doing exercise bike and swimming in the sea and walking, and it was all going really well. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, like a lot of us, I got poorly at the end of November, early December, with a really bad cough and cold. And, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was in bed for a few days, convinced I'd got COVID, although my tests all came back negative. But, I live with fibromyalgia, so I think it took an extra toll on me because of that. But what that meant was that I was on the sofa, like everyone else when they get poorly, watching telly and eating rubbish. Mostly, I had to eat what I fancied, which I suppose is what happens when we get ill. So all my self-management routine went out the window, really, as much as I tried to maintain a lot of it. And this went on through most of December, and I didn't really start picking up until, I suppose, a few days before Christmas. And of course, then we're all celebrating Christmas. Well, as those of us in my family, most of my family was poorly, so it was a case of staying at home, really. Anyway, what I really wanted to share with everyone was that for a while there, I was beating myself up about how I didn't have the energy or even the motivation to get back to my routine of bike, walk, swim in the sea. And I still felt really, really tired. If I went for a walk, I got tired out really easily. Hills were a struggle all over again. And it did feel like a massive setback. Almost like I was back to square one, except I fingers crossed, will never ever be back at square one on the sofa on heaps of opioids. But yeah, it felt like a massive setback. And I was starting to fall into that trap of having a bit of a battle with myself to come on, you need to be back like you were. And then I realized I was doing it again. I was getting in that cycle where, we're trying to turn the clock back, be where we were. And, we cannot turn back time. So we have to deal with the now. And for the now, I was not very well. I had just recovered from a really nasty virus. And I needed to be kind to myself and give myself some time. And the other reason for telling you this is because we're here now on the 5th, I think it's the 5th of March. And today is the first day that I've managed to find that motivation and will, if you like, to really sort of give myself another go. So I got on the bike, and I've been managing for the last week or so. I've been managing between 5 and 6 minutes. Today I managed 10, and it was comfortable. And I was able to build in my arm routine again. I do a 5-minute video to fight the bingo wings. And I feel pretty good after that, I have to say. And it feels like finally in March, I feel good again. So, we need to give ourselves some time and realise that after having a bout of illness, and if we live with a health condition or pain, that is going to kick off a flare, which is exactly what happened to me. So don't be surprised if a week or two after you've been poorly, you can't do the things you were doing before. You can't, whatever your thing is, whether it's walking, going to the gym, cycling, whatever it is, don't beat yourself up if you find you can't do it right now, because, the body is still recovering from that virus or whatever. So, yeah, I think it's just one to remember. And now that I do feel better, I shan't push it. I shall just stick with that comfortable 10 minutes. You know, I was doing 30, but I think that's a way off yet, and I need to realise that. As for swimming in the sea, I'm waiting for the perfect conditions now. So I need the air temperature to rise a little bit. The sea temperature is apparently 8 degrees at the moment, and I haven't been in since November, when it was 13 degrees. So I want a nice sunny day, even if it is still cold, flat high tide, and I will just get in and get out again, rather than expect to do my usual. So I will go for a swim ball, but you know, I'm not going to put myself at risk. So yeah, there we are. Walking's doing all right. I'm back almost to full fitness, I think, with my walking. I can manage the hills again, and it's not so much of a struggle. So yeah, take it easy with yourself, and remember, just self-compassion.